So you want more friends in your turtle tank, but you're not sure where to start. This is the video for you. What is up, guys? It is the Turtle Girl. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about more tank mates for turtle tanks. I made a video going over my top 5 fish tank mates for turtles, and you should definitely watch that one because I go into some of the reasons you should choose certain fish over others. But today I'm just giving you a handful of other options you can consider when you want to add fish or other animals to your turtle tank. First, let's start with some of the mid-water, faster swimming type of fish. The first one I would like to mention are rasboras. This could be scissortail rasboras, harlequin rasboras. These are pretty slender-bodied fish that inhabit the mid-water area of the tank. They basically just swim around a bunch. They kind of have a behavior similar to that of tetras, and typically these fish are fast enough to avoid turtles and not get eaten. They are schooling fish, so a group of 6 or more would look great in any tank, and these fish just tend to be pretty fast. I have scissortail rasboras in my musk turtle tank, and they will dart about the tank super quickly, and they have these really cool tail fins with some black and white markings. Harlequin and lamb chop rasboras, both of which look pretty similar, also have some striking patterns with a light silver kind of front half and then a darker pattern on the back. Quick interruption before we get to the next tank mate. I wanted to let you guys know that submissions for the React series are now open in the link in the description below. I want to see your turtle tanks, fish tanks, reptile enclosures, whatever pet enclosures that you want to send me so I can react to them in a future video. Definitely send those to me, bit.ly/theturtlegirlreacts. That will only be open for a limited amount of time, so definitely send me your tanks. And now back to the video. 2 other midwater fish that I wanted to mention are the galaxy rasbora, sometimes known as the celestial pearl danio, and the white cloud minnow. Both of these, like the rasboras, are schooling fish, so put them in a group of 6 or more. They're also smaller, so they stay between 1 to 1.5 inches, and both have some really cool patterns and colorations. Celestial pearl danios have some great little red accents. It sounds weird to say it like that, but they literally do, and just like some cool little dots on them. And then white cloud minnows also have a little bit of red. Sometimes you can also get the gold version that has some gold coloration as well. But what's really unique about these 2 species of fish is that they are actually cold water. This means that you can keep them in a turtle tank that doesn't have a heater. Remember that whenever you're keeping a fish tank mate, you want to make sure that whatever the parameters of the turtle tank are, that the fish is going to be able to live in that. So obviously, if a fish requires cold water, you don't want to put them in a heated aquarium, and if a fish is tropical and requires a heated aquarium, don't put them in a tank that is unheated because they're just not going to do as well for you. You want to make sure that the fish is going to be able to thrive in that environment. And so what's really awesome about white clouds and celestial pearl danios is that they can do well in a colder water tank. I also really like white cloud minnows because they tend to be a little more inexpensive. So if you're worried about your turtle eating your fish, at least it won't be some kind of gourmet snack. I would recommend kind of working your way up if you are nervous about your turtle eating your fish, so start with more inexpensive fish and then work your way up to some of the nicer fish if you are really looking to make a nice community turtle tank. Moving on, I want to talk about some bottom feeders. First off, plecos. Now you have to be kind of careful here because certain plecos, like the common pleco, which is what you will find in most pet stores, they can grow upwards of 8 to 12 inches, maybe even bigger. They are just giants. So know what you're getting into with the exact species of pleco you're getting. But for the most part, if you just go for a basic bristlenose pleco or something of the sort, they would make a great addition to most any turtle tank. They can help eat some of the algae. You want to give them algae wafers so that they don't ever starve once they eat all the algae in your tank. But they generally do a pretty good job of hiding. Some people have shared concerns about the pleco actually sucking on the turtle shell. With any of the algae eaters I've kept, I have not experienced that, but it is something to consider, although I would speculate that most plecos would want to stay away from the thing that could potentially eat it. But plecos are pretty cool if you're looking for something to graze on the algae in your tank. Another algae eater to think about is the Chinese algae eater. I have kept multiple of these in the past and I've had relatively good success. They're pretty fast and agile and don't stick around too long if a turtle is chasing after them, so they have been able to effectively avoid both my musk turtle and my diamondback terrapin and my painted turtle. I believe when I had him, I had an algae eater in Nemo's tank as well. As they get bigger and older, they do eat less algae, so you you might want to look into feeding them some kind of sinking food or put a little extra turtle food so that they'll eat that at the bottom of the tank. And then the other bottom feeder I wanted to mention are corydoras. Corydoras catfish are great little fish that are bottom feeders. They don't eat algae, but they will eat some of the food that sinks to the bottom of the tank. You can also feed them specialized sinking food. Most of them are schooling species, and I'm actually really looking into getting a school of cories for the bottom of my musk turtle tank here. They just haven't had any in stock at the fish store lately. But if you have found that your turtle is relatively peaceful, corydoras can make a great addition to kind of clean up the bottom. Any food that the turtles leave over, if you're feeding them inside the tank, the corydoras can eat that. Check out Cory Catfish. There's tons of different species, so just look at their requirements, pull up a quick care sheet. I really like the look of Julii cories and panda cories, but those are just some ideas to get you started. Cory catfish, depending on the species, can range anywhere from 1.5 inches to 4 inches. So just make sure you're paying attention to the adult size that your fish can grow to and get a nice school of them started at the bottom of the tank. So those are some more options for fish tank mates for turtles. I hope you found this video helpful and it gave you some ideas. I am planning on making a separate video about cohabitating turtles. I made one several years ago, but I'd like to do an updated one. So subscribe and stick around to see that. Also, feel free to share in the comments if there are any fish that have worked in your turtle tank. I would love to hear about those, and I'm sure other people would as well. Hit the thumbs up if you did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys next Friday. Have a turtly awesome day. Bye!